All right. We talked a bit earlier about stepmothers, my stepmother. And so I wrote an article, a special thanks to my stepmother. Stepmothers are very special people. They have to be because they step in and become a mother to finish the job that someone else has failed to finish for whatever reason. Isn't that amazing? They don't have to do this. They volunteer to do this stepmothering. Now, it would be enough to volunteer to be a stepmother for one child. It would be quite enough to volunteer to be a stepmother for two children. It would be deserving of the Meritorious Conduct Medal to volunteer to be a stepmother for three children. I know of an amazing woman who volunteered to be a stepmother for 7 children. I can hardly believe it, even though I was there and saw the whole thing. Now, I was only 17 months old, but I am living witness that she did this courageous thing. She got introduced to her future stepchildren when she offered her services as a hired girl to the family. I have tried to imagine what it was like to walk into a household where there were 7 kids ranging in age from 1-year-old to 13-year-olds. I have been told that she was experienced because she had lost her own mother when she was quite young and had been the primary mother figure in her own family. Wonderful, but it does not erase the fact that adopting 7 kids is one monstrous task. Of course, she had to marry my father first. By accepting his proposal of marriage, she inherited the 7 kids from my father's first marriage. You would think that she would be looking for the gate, the road, the fastest way out of the district. Instead, in the picture I have before me, they look like a typical family, happy, content, hosting some relatives who have dropped in and want a group picture with which to remember the occasion. It has always been said that motherhood is a wonderful thing. Stepmotherhood is even more wonderful because it is voluntary. Indeed, I submit that there must be something noble about stepmothering, for what you are volunteering for is years and years of looking after kids that are not your own. Cooking, washing clothes, maintaining a home, the list is endless. And the tasks are unrelenting. There can be no shirking, no delaying, or saying something like, "Not today, I'm on strike." All this for someone else's kids. And so from the date of this picture until I was an adult, this stepmother of mine did all those things for me and the rest of my brothers and sisters that a mother does for her kids. The only easing of the amount of work was when another of the older kids reached an age when they moved out and established their independence from the home scene. For all those years, from 1937 until I moved out around the fall of 1957, my stepmother filled her role as mother designate for the 7 children that were her stepchildren. And even in these later years, as she finished raising her own sons and daughters, she has extended motherly concern to her adult stepchildren and their kids, her step-grandchildren. It just goes on and on. Now she has step-great-grandchildren, and she has, but no, I have to stop somewhere. I can only shake my head in wonderment and amazement. There she is in the middle of the picture in her white dress, setting out on a 73-year-to-date venture. That has inspired me to write this note, and once again express my thanks and gratitude to one of the most outstanding persons in my experiences, my stepmother.
How old would she have been, Bud, when she...
17 when she came there.
So she was about 19 or 20 when she married your dad?
Probably 18 and a half.
Yeah.
Young, very young.
Very young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just see my dad. There's no way she's leaving here.
Yeah, too essential.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I do have to give credit to my oldest sister, and so I'll do that now, if I may. Okay. And a special thanks to my oldest sister. My mother died on November 19th, 1936, giving birth to me. At the age of 12, my oldest sister, Violet, quit school and became the surrogate mother to her 6 younger brothers, ranging in age from 11 to newborn. My personal debt to Vi is incalculable, and no matter what I say here, I will understate it. When I needed mothering, she mothered me. When I needed nursing, she nursed me. When I needed financial help, she financed me. When I needed whooping, she whooped me. Somewhere in the fall of 37, I caught pneumonia and was hospitalized for some time. Dad rented a room in a house on Wilson Street in Perth, and Vi stayed there for a week or so. And each day she'd come up to the hospital and looked after me. A friendly face, at least there was one. She was 13 years old. In September 1957, I started Teachers College. I had taught the year before and saved up the enormous sum of $200. By October, I was broke. I came home one weekend. My brothers Don and Art drove me out to the bus at Maberly to go back to Ottawa on a Sunday night. I didn't have enough money for the bus fare, and my brothers had to make up the shortfall. I didn't eat a lot that week, and so the following weekend I asked Vi for a loan. She came through with the funds that I needed to complete my year. I had tried to borrow what I needed from the bank in Perth, but he would only lend me $25. He looked at all my assets, and the only thing I had of any value was a car that was partly paid for that he valued at $25. Without Vi's financial help, I may well have had to drop out of Teachers College. She was, without doubt, one of the character-forming models of my life. For 35 years since we moved to Fagan Lake, I and my family have always been welcome to use her home as a second home, and frequently we did. We could pop in and out at will. We sorely miss her. The end.